Well, aside from, who knows what kind of, wardrobe malfunction I'm going to have, like that could be interesting. But, it's really funny. I think there's more laughter than there is or tears in this show. But come see it because it's gonna hit home. And and for the men out there who are like, I don't want to see that. That's a chick show. No, the men love it. The men love it.
Yeah.
They don't want to admit it necessarily, but it's gonna hit home. You're gonna love it. So please come see us. Support local theater.
Absolutely. Well, folks.
Howdy, y'all. Welcome back to another season of Butterfield Backstage Banter. Join our host, Jessica DeMent, and her guests as we talk all about our 25-26 Totally Texas season.
Hello and welcome to Butterfield Backstage Banter. I am your host, Jessica DeMent, and joining me for another Totally Texas chat about our season is Cindy Hardy. Hello, Cindy.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining me. Cindy will be playing or is playing Aurora in Terms of Endearment and is going to be chatting with us a little bit about the show today. Cindy, before we dive into the show, why don't you tell me a little bit about your theater background, what got you started in theater, brought you to Butterfield, all of it?
Well, it's maybe not what you think. So I started theater at the young age of 48. And I was actually taking ballroom dance lessons at a dance and theater company in Plano. And my instructor, who happened to be a professional actor, during our lessons, I was always telling stories or doing imitations. And he was like, you've actually got pretty good timing. You ought to think about doing this. So he cast me in a couple of original plays and then later in Steel Magnolias. And then I moved to this area and here I am.
And here you are, yes. And I know last season you were in Second to Last Chance
Ladies. Super fun.
And then, of course, you were in The Play That Goes Wrong, which was so fun.
Yes, it was.
You were the best dead body ever.
That was an awesome role.
That was awesome. You were so great at it, too. You had me cracking up in the few parts where you actually did have lines or... and you're sneaking off stage when you weren't supposed to be on there was always so funny. With Terms of Endearment, speaking of laughter, Terms of Endearment has laughter, but it also has quite a bit of, sad moments and everything in it as well. What has been the most emotionally challenging moment for you to perform?
Definitely the closing monologue, which is really really pretty heartbreaking and exhausting.
Yeah, I imagine so. Really kind of having to tap into.
Yes, and for it to feel authentic, and and I've had to to be able to portray it, I've had to tap in some things that are really emotionally challenging to revisit.
Yeah.
And so that's hard.
Yeah.
It's exhausting.
Yeah, I can imagine. So, we're talking about The Play That Goes Wrong. That was exhausting in a whole different way. That was
my God, that was physically exhausting. Yes.
And having to keep up with it. But in a show like this, where it is really more of just, you don't have the big set and the chaos and the humor to keep things driving, and you really have to get into that raw emotion to do that night after night and do it well. I can imagine how exhausting that is.
It is. And she's such a complex character, and nothing she says is really at face value. It's always about what is the pain that she really doesn't want anyone to see? What is she covering up? So a lot of layers to this character.
Yeah, trying to find all those subtleties in the dialogue and, really portray that. So with this play, with, it being so emotional, a lot of times audiences are laughing one minute and crying the next. How do you, as an actor, kind of just navigate those emotional shifts in the show?
I think with this one, the thing about Aurora is she's a very funny lady. Even in pain, she's very funny. So she uses her sarcasm and wit as her armor. And so just, when things get too heavy, she's got a little quip there that's her defense mechanism. And so I think that really helps me, just being Aurora, to navigate, because I can identify with that, you know, using humor as a defense mechanism.
Absolutely. I can identify with that too.
Yes.
My sister and I regularly talk about how our humor is our load-bearing coping mechanism. What moment in the show hits you hardest personally, even after having rehearsed many times?
Well, this is probably not what you would think, but there's a scene where Aurora, my character, is with Emma, her daughter, and she's fat shaming her, and that is something I would never do to my child. And you and I have had conversations about this.
I was just thinking we've had those conversations,
and it's hard to do.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Hard to do. It's triggering. More so than anything else.
Yeah.
Surprisingly.
Yeah. I was going to say, you were right. That would not be the moment I expected to be the hardest, but I can definitely understand, especially, you know, with us having had our conversations with the audience is not privy to, but that's okay.
Yes.
You know, that definitely would hit hard. And I can understand, you know, from the perspective as a parent, my go-to is not shaming my children. So to have to step in that role of shaming a child would be really hard.
It is.
Yeah. Wow.
It is. It doesn't get easier.
No, I imagine not. If you could describe the emotional journey of Terms of Endearment in one word, what would that word be?
Messy. Messy. At its core, this play is about love, and not the type of love that we idealize, but just really flawed, imperfect love, flawed relationships, and just the relation. Emma and Aurora, messy, intense mother-daughter relationship. Aurora and the astronaut, Emma and her husband Flap, lots of disappointment there. It's all very messy, but it's still love. It's still enduring love.
Yeah. So oftentimes in real life, that's how it is. You know, it's
usually
very rare.
how it is.
It's very rare that any relationship is without any type of messiness along the way, especially those, you know, long-term relationships, really close
Absolutely.
ones.
Absolutely.
So that's a good word for that. I like that. Do you identify with your character at all? Why or why not?
Oh, I hate to say yes, because she's known as being kind of prickly and narcissistic and controlling, and she is. And I'm not controlling, I'm not overbearing like that. But I can identify with Aurora is a woman of a certain age, and she kind of struggles with getting older, and I can certainly identify with that. And you know, she still wants to be pretty, and she's not thrilled about being a grandmother, and she still wants fun, and you know, and I'm all for that.
Yeah.
And she's a fiercely loving mother, and I can certainly identify with that aspect.
Yeah. So I think that, you know, it's oftentimes as an actor, we're not going to fully identify with our characters. We might identify with aspects of them. And even Joe was saying, you know, after he had talked about, this guy's a jerk too, like the character he played in 9 to 5, he was saying, but there are still elements of him that I can identify with. And I think that being able to find those elements in the character that you identify with help you to better portray them, and, you know,
absolutely
the realness of who they are.
And they grow. Joe's character Garrett grows, and Aurora grows, and they have some redeeming qualities for sure.
Yes, absolutely. What have been some of the challenges that you've faced with the show, either as an actor or even just from a production standpoint?
2 things. First, so there's several scenes where I'm on the phone with Emma, and I'm a southpaw, and I have to hold that phone in my right hand, or else I'm going to block my face, and that is so unnatural. And so if you come see the show, you know, just watch from my left hand. But I'm getting better at it. But that has been an unexpected. You know, it's always the little things that challenge you. It's and the other one is the costume changes. I think there's 13.
Oh, wow. That's a lot. How many of them are quick changes?
They're fairly quick. They're fairly quick. And I've come out with my pants on backwards, my dress on inside out. One night I got confused about the costume change, and I had my dress half off, and then I realized I'm supposed to keep that dress on, and I'm like,
Oh,
so
that's fun.
yes, the things that happen backstage, it's the stuff in the locker room. That's the
yeah, all that behind the scenes stuff that actually helps the show be what it needs to be. Those quick changes will get you. So.
Yes, and I that's not a strength of mine. I just, you're kind of nervous and you're fumbling and it's dark back there. And,
and trying to be quick with it and still get back to where you can get your entrance and everything and not forget your lines because you're worried about something else going on.
Right, right.
Totally understand. I've had quite a few shows myself where, there's had to be those super quick changes where, I mean, even in the play that goes wrong, there was one point where I was running behind stage, throwing my t-shirt on from one scene to the next because I had about 60 seconds before I was going to be on again.
So the lights are hot, you're sweating, and you're
trying to wrestle into the clothes super quick. Yeah, it's never fun. I mean, it's fun, but it's not fun. It's like that you look back and you're like, wow, that was really exciting and a lot of energy. But then it's like
at the time,
it's so much easier when I get to wear the same costume like the entire act.
Yes.
What have been some of the highlights of the process for you?
Well, when we originally started rehearsing, it was more, the whole company wasn't there the whole time because it's the way, it's kind of like little vignettes. And so, it'd be me and Megan and me and Joe and Megan and Travis, and having the whole company come together has been nice. And seeing, I feel like with this play, the lead characters are actually the relationships. Like I feel like that's the lead characters, the relationship between Emma and Aurora, and then we have Garrett and Aurora and Emma and Flap, and those are their own characters, if that makes sense. That's how I see it.
Totally makes sense. I keep going back to the play that goes wrong, but it was kind of like in there, the set was a character.
Absolutely.
Right. So like it wasn't actually, a character, but it was a character. It had its own storyline. It was giving to the plot. So
the characters are not always just what you think of as characters.
Yes, exactly. 100%. The characters aren't just the people on stage saying the lines. Sometimes there's other elements.
Yes,
absolutely. That's really interesting. Do you have any funny stories or wins that you'd like to share with our audience?
Oh, the fact that I'm changing clothes 13 times, like that
is a win
for me. And if anyone who knows me knows that I'm kind of clumsy and I'm not very graceful. And
so just getting through all those costume changes each night.
Yes.
Hey, that's a win. That is
a huge win for me. It's a win that no one else knows about but me.
Exactly. A lot of times in theater, our wins are the ones that nobody else is seeing.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But and you should definitely be high-fiving yourself each night after going through all those costume changes. That's an acting talent unto itself.
It really is.
When you fill out the audition form and it's like special skills, you can put down can quick change.
Yes, I can now.
I can do it. And to wrap up, can you please tell our audience why they don't want to miss out on this show?
Well, aside from, who knows what kind of, wardrobe malfunction I'm going to have, like that could be interesting. But, it's really funny. I think there's more laughter than there is or tears in this show. But come see it because it's gonna hit home. And and for the men out there who are like, I don't want to see that, that's a chick show. No, the men love it. The men love it. Yeah. They don't want to admit it necessarily, but it's gonna hit home. You're gonna love it. So please come see us. Support local theater.
Absolutely. Well, folks, you heard it here. Come on down and support your local theater and see this incredible show full of laughter and tears and more laughter. Tickets are on sale on our website, or you can give our box office a call. All the details will be in the text box below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video. Grab your friends, grab your mom, grab your sister, grab your daughter, grab your husband.
Yes.
He'll like it too.
Yes, grab and your husband.
Yes, and drag them on down to the theater and see this incredible show. We're running our final weekend this weekend, and you don't want to miss out. We will see you at the theater.
See you at the theater.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Thank you for joining us. For more information, please visit butterfieldstage.org.